Well, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. Yes, it is. May 21st. Look at Chrissy all being congenial, telling everybody good morning with her little kissy faces. Angel P, who knows I've been talking behind her back in Discord. Love you, Angel P. Let's see. Rapper is in the house. Rapper's got a birthday coming up. There's Susan. Susan just made it in. I did put a rumor in Discord today about how Susan and I showered together. So, that's okay. Pat K, before you start, Chris McDonough is doing a series starting Monday with John Ramsey and the Cold Case Foundation. Now, that will be something we will be looking into. I have a feeling Pat K has another reason for being into that. But that's all I'm going to say right now. True Crime Beat, good morning. Teresa, good morning. Who has watched this documentary on Netflix about Mackenzie Sharilla? She's serving 15 years to life. She has a parole hearing. I think the eligibility is in October of 2037, which means she's still a young lady. Okay, she is. And Angel P and I have this thing going back and forth, like we Netflix and chill, but we don't shower together, like me and Susan. And she'll call me, girl, you've got to watch this. And I'm like, hold on. I'm like, okay. I actually have an entire playlist of Angel P recommendations. I also go back and forth with Two Boston Moms. She has a lot of good Netflix recommendations. Well, I heard about this case, like almost 4 years ago. I guess it would be almost 4 years ago because, the horrible crash, which I believe was intentional, was in 2022. Her boyfriend, Dom, died in the accident, and so did the other passenger, Davion. Let me put their pictures up. A lot of stuff going on. If I had it my way, and this is gonna upset a few people, I would put Mackenzie's mom and dad in jail because they created this mess. Children don't raise themselves, children are raised. And between the phone and social media and just her basic disrespect for society, she is where she needs to be, okay? She was obsessed with it. She wanted to be an influencer. Some people say that they think it was supposed to be a murder/omicide, if you know what I mean, and that she was trying to hurt herself. I don't think so. I think there was a lot going on between her and the boyfriend, friends. There was drug dealing going on, all kinds of stuff. And she thinks she is hot to trot. Look at her. I'm going to go ahead and say she's not that fortunate looking of a young lady. Okay? I'm just telling you, she's just not. And she certainly isn't hot shit behind bars. No, she's not. Her parents are a disaster. I can't think of one adult in this scenario that did the right thing. And I will go ahead and call Mackenzie an adult. Okay? And it's horrible. So July 31st, Mackenzie purposely, according to the judge, according to the evidence, drove her car into a brick wall in Strongsville, Ohio. She never tried to brake. She never tried to stop. She was going 100 miles an hour plus, because the black box would only register up to 100 mph. Prosecutors proved to the judge, because she had a bench trial, she didn't have a jury trial. They proved to the judge that this was premeditating. It was. You're going to see some nasty stuff. You're going to hear some nasty stuff, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. Let's take a second and tell everybody, good morning. Love you. Here we are. Tina Kent, how are you feeling? I was thinking about you yesterday with your sinus infection. Those take me forever and a day to get rid of. Okay, let's get to it. This is a news clip. This guy is Chris Fry. I'll call him Chris Fry, the private eye. And he is talking about the Netflix series, not series, but documentary that came out. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. Actually, go ahead and tell me in chat who has seen it. Because when I heard about this case 4 years ago, I was like, why do they keep talking? No offense to the girl that's injured. I think I have a post about it. No offense to the 2 young men that passed away, but why are we continuing to talk about a car wreck? There was 3 car wrecks in Tulsa yesterday. One's probably a fatality. And I kept thinking, why do they keep talking about it? Well, now we know. Now we know. And it comes down to 2 words, black box. 2 Boston Moms is another Netflix friend of mine. She said, morning, everyone. Did you watch this documentary about Mackenzie Sharilla? Woo!
You know the name, Mackenzie Sharilla. It's a Case 19 News has followed from the very beginning. Now a new Netflix documentary, The Crash, is now out. Sharilla was found guilty of killing 2 teens in a horrific crash. Fossey Prokos spoke with the sister of one of the teens killed.
Yeah, but he's not coming back, so it's 7.5 years, 15 years, I don't care, 20 years, it's not fair.
All right, so a few family members are upset because they're saying she has shown no remorse. She's still trying to do her social media from behind bars. What a stud she is. And, I mean, truth be known, if she serves 80%, then that's what she's going to serve. I think they're keeping a different eye on her, though. I think she's exactly where she needs to be. Again, if it was up to me, her mom and dad would be in the clink with her. Her dad was recently suspended from his job because of his activity on social media. I know some people don't dig that. They don't like it. But, hey, there's certain people that I don't want to be around either. Okay? And there's certain people I would not want to write a paycheck to every week. Just because I can tell they might be putting a good face on when they come to work, but behind the scenes, they're assholes.
That's Christine Russo talking about her baby brother Dominic and recounts the tragic wreck that prosecutors say was no accident.
It has completely destroyed the entire family from sunup to sundown.
It happened July 31st, 2022 in Strongsville. Police say Mackenzie Sharilla drove up to 100 miles an hour, then slammed into a brick wall. The crash killed Dominic Russo and his friend Davion Flanagan. Sharilla survived.
Dominic was the most outgoing, funny, caring, family-oriented, ambitious, cute, cute kid.
Now the case is back in the spotlight with a new Netflix documentary. Sharilla was found guilty of the murders and is serving time in an Ohio women's prison in Marysville. Do you think Mackenzie should be where she is now?
I think Mackenzie belongs in prison for the remainder of her entire existence. I think she's a threat to society.
Do you think that your family...
Bold statement, but I dig it. I dig it. Okay. I think she also shouldn't have 15 years to life. I think there should have been a jury trial, and then the judge should have taken the jury's recommendation. I get it's a roll of the dice. I think the girl is dangerous.
Family got justice?
No, I don't. She got a lousy 15 years.
Christine appears in the film and previewed it before release. She said she was stunned by what she calls falsehood.
I was shocked at the lies that were in the documentary. So the friends that are posing, the friends that are in the documentary, they're not Dominic's friends. They are Kenzie's friends.
Do you ever see yourself watching the documentary at all?
I don't think so. I've been in other shows. I've talked to other reporters and stuff, and I've never watched those. It's when I did watch it and preview it, I cried. I went right to the cemetery, and I sat at the cemetery in the dark for hours.
The documentary was released today on Netflix. Christine says her focus is on keeping Dominic's memory alive and asking anyone that does watch the documentary to keep the victims in mind first. In Strongsville, Aussie Prokos, 19 News.
Yes, please, because in my opinion, there are two victims, and that's Davion and Dawn. Davion is what some people would call, I don't like this word, I'm just telling you what some people would call collateral damage. Something was going on in that car. There was a very heated argument, and instead of stopping the argument, she accelerated and drove straight into the side of a brick wall. Now, she has a lot of supporters. Not going to lie, she does. If anyone's ever checked out this Facebook group, it's called Free Mackenzie Sharilla. A girl who was 17 at the time of a horrible accident, charged with double murder, sentenced to life. 15 to life. Okay, now these people call themselves journalists. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You can be anything you want to be on the internet. Hell, we have Chat GPT, we have AI, we have Lisa K. Ruitz. But look at the delusion that's in here. A lot of lying going on out there. We'll be debunking all of it soon. Okay. Okay. They talk about POTS syndrome, which means they keep thinking that she blacked out. And now that I remember, I did do a show about this back in September of 2022, but it was more of a WTF show. Like, what is going on? Why is everyone talking about this car wreck? But again, now your old buddy Brooks knows. Let's see. Thank you for speaking up. Everybody has opinions after watching the documentary. I don't know what's going on over here. Okay, this is from a medical expert. And they said it was not offered at trial. He said, based upon my review of the relevant materials heretofore discussed, is my opinion to a reasonable degree of scientific and medical certainty that the evidence is consistent with Mackenzie having suffered a medical episode at or around the time of the accident that caused her to lose consciousness. All right, there's other experts that will say if she's certainly just blacked out and she has what's called POTS syndrome, she would not have put the pedal to the metal and ran into the side of a brick wall. Hence why it wasn't put in to trial because they knew no one's going to buy that. Why does she even have a driver's license? I have 2 friends that are epileptic, and each one of them do not attempt to drive. I don't care if the house is on fire. They're not grabbing any keys. I will say that her system was clear. She had no psychedelics in there. She wasn't drunk. This, and I'm only repeating what another YouTube expert said, which goes by the initials of CM. This was homicidal rage because she was mad. All right, now this is going to be really hard to look at. And so if you guys don't want to see it, please don't look. This is the crash. Okay? This is the crash. I'm not going to give commentary. Well, I probably will. Let's look at it.
Following video may contain images that are graphic in nature and may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion advised. This is the crash impact video from the deadly crash that ended the lives of Davion Flanagan and Dominic Russo. The videos are from surveillance cameras along Progress Road.
Okay, well, I lied. I am going to put some commentary in. True Crime Beat said, makes no sense how calm she drives that curve, then speeds up. Okay, so you see her making a very safe turn. When she basically had a runway, she puts the pedal to the metal and goes straight into the wall. She does. Good morning, Running Buck. Karma said this is no accident. She threatened to kill him before. They said 2 weeks before there was a huge argument inside the exact same car. And she told him, I will turn straight into that wall. Now they're saying, oh, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. She was just being a silly teenager. She's just been a silly teenager, Brex. Okay. Why was the silly teenager all over social media? Why was the silly teenager doing drugs on Instagram? Why? Why was she living with Dom? Johnny said floor mat caused it or cruise control stuck open maybe. Nope. They did an entire forensics of the car. Not even one mechanical failure. Not even one. Okay, now we're going to look at some things that nobody wants to see. Okay, so it says she aimed for the corner. She hit the curb. All right, this was gone through in the documentary. This was talked about in trial. When she hit that curb at that rate of speed, her car almost became like it had wings. Okay? They couldn't find tire marks for a little bit. It went up in the air, came down. She still had her foot on the gas and hit that wall. The two boys, Davion and Dom, and yes, I can call them boys because I'm almost 51, died on impact. Did she have injuries? Oh, she certainly did. Oh, she certainly did. Injuries so bad, people were really confused why any prosecutor in the 50 states would even try to do anything to her. But the evidence cannot be disputed. All right, we will come back to that. And Ange said that car was shred in half. I didn't know when they put the evidence out if I was looking at a piece of aluminum foil someone just got off the grill, or if it was a car. I think those boys were in there trying to save their life. Somebody was trying to open up the back door. Seems to me that Davion would rather have road rash and jump out of the car. Someone put the car into neutral. I do believe that was Dom. But the issue is her parents. Okay, her parents. Here's some body cam of them. They're sitting at the hospital and they get confronted by what happened. And it didn't go well for them. And to this day, they keep themselves in trouble for not taking accountability for what they raised. Kids don't raise themselves. Kids do not raise themselves. No seatbelt broke. There was no mechanical failure. She had been a mess for years and years and years. When they got the school records, they said she was nothing but disrespectful to teachers and other students. When it hit the Instagram, because she wanted to be Instagram famous. She wanted to be an Instagram hoe, as she called it. An Instagram hoe. People were going in there left and right when they knew she was behind bars saying, she did this, she did this, she did this, she did this, she did that to me.
Babe, what'd they tell you? Nothing. Okay, she was light flighted here. Yeah.
This is Natalie and John Sharilla, the parents of Mackenzie Sharilla. Just hours earlier, they were informed their daughter was involved in a devastating car accident and that she was transported by helicopter to the nearest hospital.
Okay? It is amazing that she survived. Okay? It is amazing she survived. Something was not adding up with the DA's office. They just weren't getting that she just suddenly drove into a wall. They started digging and digging and digging. They could have easily, and I mean easily, considering her condition, swept it under the rug and been like, all right, we'll just let State Farm take care of this. It sounds like a car accident. No. They started interviewing kids at the school. They started talking to family members. They started doing all kinds of things. Davion's family from the jump did not like her and said that she did this on purpose. Okay, Dom's father was a little different because Mackenzie was basically a part of their family, as, you know, Dom was a part of Mackenzie's family.
However, what they're about to hear from this officer would change the course of their and Mackenzie's life forever.
Okay. No. You want to sit down? Oh my God. Please say this. Progress in Alameda, car into a building. 2 are deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving. Who died?
Mackenzie's boyfriend, Dom Russo, as well as their friend Davion, were pronounced dead after the crash, making Mackenzie the suspect of a potential double murder. However, police had their doubts. Most assumed that this was simply the result of an innocent mistake on Mackenzie's behalf. But as the investigation would progress, dark and disturbing secrets would reveal this was clearly much more than just an accident.
Dom, if you do not open, you think I'm joking.
What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
Okay, it says 11 p.m., July 30th. This might be a typo, but we'll see. I missed this when I was going through it, preparing for the show. The incident, as we're supposed to say, happened on July 31st.
17-year-old Mackenzie Sharilla, her 20-year-old boyfriend Dominic, and their friend Davion are on their way to a high school party. With Mackenzie's 18th birthday in just 2 days, the group has decided to go out and celebrate. But what seems like a normal night out will in a few hours turn into one of Ohio's most disturbing mysteries. At around 2 a.m., Mackenzie and Dominic are seen smoking at the party. And at one point, Mackenzie reportedly offers the host of the party psychedelic mushrooms. This was unlike Mackenzie, as her friends had never seen her use a substance before, let alone pass them around. At 3:30 a.m., the group leaves the party and drives to another friend's place across town. There, they hang out for a little over an hour watching South Park. By 5 a.m., Mackenzie decided it was time to go home. Strangely, she asked to drive instead of Dominic. This was unusual, but Dominic agreed. Additionally, when Davion asked for a ride, Mackenzie refused to let him in the car. After an argument, Dominic convinced her to take Davion home. All three of them would get in the car, sealing their own fate. At the intersection between Pearl and Progress Drive, CCTV spots the car making a turn off course from Davion's house. Instead of driving along Pearl Drive, the car turns onto Progress Drive, a road that ends abruptly with a brick wall. CCTV would spot the car rapidly start accelerating, going from a calm 30 to over 90 miles per hour. In the very last seconds, an intense turn would take place, leading the car to narrowly avoid slamming into a tree, but it would be too late, and the car would speed into the brick wall. The crashed car would remain undiscovered for 45 minutes, until 6:15 a.m. when a passerby on a motorcycle would discover the destroyed vehicle. About 10 minutes later, law enforcement would arrive, and through their body cams, we can witness the horrific discovery they would make.
Okay, I'm going to let everyone know this part is very hard to watch. Okay. This is when police officers had their body cam on and they came across the incident, the crash scene. And I don't think it took them too long to realize there was two young men that were dead in the car. And I'm telling you right now, she was on the brink of death. Okay, she was. Does that mean she's innocent? No. No.
No one's breathing. Bust that window out. All right. Oh my God. Who can hear my voice? Who's in here? Drivers. Oh, shit. Hey. This is bad, guys. She's alive. We got to get her out here. All right. Reach up and unlock this door.
Let me see your knife. Let's cut this thing out. There you go. I don't feel anything. I don't feel.
True crime beat. I think she survived so that she could deal with the consequences. That's called God. That's called God working. You know, I'm going to bring these two to heaven. They don't ever have to deal with you again. This is just my childlike mind thinking. But you are going to sit on this planet, okay? And I'm going to give these prosecutors the wisdom to look in to your actions. What a great statement, True Crime Beat. Did you eat your Wheaties today? You're extra smart today.
So Paul.
She's breathing. I saw her stomach. Her stomach's coming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We got two that are gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus Christ. This is the worst I've ever seen. How old is Dominic Russo? 17? 19? Rest in peace, buddy.
Inside the car, officers quickly confirmed two victims as deceased, 20-year-old Dominic in the front passenger seat and 19-year-old Davion in the back. But one person has survived, the driver, Mackenzie Sharilla. As medics and firefighters rush to tend to the victims, investigators begin trying to understand how such a devastating crash could have happened. That's when they start uncovering alarming details.
It looks like they even went off the road up there.
They did.
But I mean, if you're hitting a building that hard, I just can't believe all the people that work up here that are up here all night long, no one heard.
They're in factory type settings.
Yeah, well.
And it's dark.
That's insane though. Once they get her out, I'll go over to this building because I think there's a camera on the front of that building. I don't know if it's working, but I can always ask.
As authorities work to save Mackenzie, the man who initially called 911 to... Now,
not to tell tales out of school, I believe that camera that they wanted to see was working or not. Because I know people are always going, of course, of all days, Brooks, the camera didn't work that day. Not everybody takes care of that stuff, okay? This camera, if I'm thinking of the right one, was pointing to the southwest and actually captured the entire car crash. Every bit of it, okay? So the camera was working. As far as people that were in the building and didn't say anything about what they heard, I don't know. They have nothing to do with it.
Report the incident arrives on the scene to give his side of the story.
Appreciate you giving us a call.
Yeah. Someone in it, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's a bummer. I didn't want to get stuck, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
right. No, I appreciate you giving us a call. Absolutely appreciate it.
They fucking were hitting it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because I saw that front end.
They definitely hit it hard. So
Fucking destroyed.
right.
All right. Well, what a way to start your Sunday. I guess better than theirs. Huh?
Right. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
Officers would file the crash as an accident, stating that the driver appeared to have attempted to steer off course but was unable to regain control. Mackenzie was diagnosed with a condition known as POTS, which can cause dizziness and fainting, something officers believed may have contributed to the crash. The presumption was that a combination of Mackenzie's medical condition and drug use had likely led to the tragic crash. However, one detail worried officers. There were no signs of braking anywhere, and officers would soon begin to discover why.
I've personally been told that she did voodoo on him.
She was scared that she was going to make a crash the day before the actual crash.
So I feel like that's what she was trying to do, was crash the car into the wall.
As police continue gathering evidence from the crash site, one officer heads to the hospital to speak with Mackenzie's parents.
If she suffers from POTS syndrome, why are her parents letting her drive? I don't even want to hear that she was almost an adult. Hell, there's people that are 30 years old that aren't almost an adult. So if you have this blackout syndrome and you're doing illicit drugs, street drugs, why on earth would you drive a car? Her parents are, in my opinion, epic failures. They were friends, not parents.
At this point, all they know is that their daughter was in a serious accident.
Oh, God, help me. Dave, what did they tell you?
Nothing.
Okay, she was life flighted here.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Okay. No. You want to sit down?
Oh, my God.
Progress in Alameda, car into a building. 2 are deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving.
Who died?
I don't know whether, but there's one that we don't know. His name's Jacob. Does anyone know Jacob?
Dom?
No, stop. Let him talk.
Guys, I know, we've been dealing with this. Your daughter's okay. She's talking to us. I talked to her, okay? Your daughter's alive, okay? Your daughter's alive. She was driving, okay?
Who's that? Jacob and who?
I think, what's the name you said?
Dom?
Might be.
Oh my God! Stop!
What's his relation to you?
My boyfriend.
Okay, yeah, then Dom was in the car.
Stop! Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
It's right now, it's an ongoing investigation. Speed is definitely a factor. So are drugs.
Tom is dead? Tom is dead? Is that what you're saying to me? Look at me. Is that Tom is dead?
There's always wait for me to say anything right now, man. This is a serious situation.
Dom with curly. It's the same Dom. Maybe it's a different Dom. It could be a different Dom. Might be a different Dom.
What's that?
Do you know about that?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so you can tell that the mom is kind of a social media queen as well. And she is sitting there going, it could be a different Dom, not him. How many Doms did your daughter live with? You know exactly who they're talking about, Mama, and you know exactly how toxic their relationship was. You know about the fights. You know about the drug use. You know all of that. It could be a different Dom. Listen, we're not talking about the name Jill. We're not talking about common names. You're talking about your daughter who was living with one person named Dom, and he died in the car crash. There is no medical diagnosis for this. Well, there is, but it's between the ears.
Well, we're gonna keep it that way for. Okay, she's getting worked on now. Okay. Full transparency here. There's drugs in the car. She had a bag of mushrooms on her and a scale. Full transparency, guys. I'm sorry, I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. Drugs in the car.
Awake, but not awake, so she was not.
In and out of consciousness.
Okay, so you notice that her dad walks away, her mother crosses her legs, totally skips over the part about the drugs and having a scale in the car when they crashed. Now, not to skip ahead, I'm going to let you know, she wasn't. She wasn't high, she wasn't drunk, anything that people want to say. No, she was 150% sober. But her mom asks nothing about that. The dad just walks out. They do not care. They don't care about that part. I'm not saying the situation. They don't care about that part.
Can be fully extracted from the vehicle. IFD. I know she has a severe leg injury. Like I said, she was speaking, and she had her seatbelt on.
Mackenzie was the only one in the car wearing a seatbelt, which was why she was the sole survivor. If her intention had been suicide, it's unlikely she would have taken that precaution. This detail would later become important to the investigation.
Yeah, that would probably saved her life. 100% saved her life.
She had a seatbelt on. Oh.
I don't believe the others did.
Mackenzie's parents would take the news relatively well, relieved their daughter had survived. But officers now faced a much harder task, telling Dominic's parents.
Okay, am I like too old or something? Who leaves the driveway? Who leaves the garage unless every passenger in your car has their seatbelt on? I don't even start the ignition until everyone has their seatbelt on. I don't get it. That's the responsibility of the person operating the motor vehicle. And yeah, I get it. They're kids, Brooks. They're kids, Brooks. Hey, look, I know people that act like adults that are 10 years old that could do better than what this situation, what this happened. This is ridiculous.
Remember, at this point, they didn't even know their son had been in an accident, let alone that he had passed away.
Hi, Christine. Hey, can I talk to you real quick? Yeah. Okay, there was an incident that we believe Dominic may be involved.
What?
Both Davion and Dominic are deceased.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey, Christine.
Oh, God.
Sit down.
Oh, God.
Sit down.
Oh, my God.
Okay, remember, this is going to be a lot of tough stuff to take. Dominic's mother, his real mother, she knew instantly that Mackenzie did something. Okay, this is Christina Russo. She reacted the way I think most of us would. And she wasn't having any of the BS, okay? She did not reach out to Mackenzie's family. She reached out to Davion's family and flat out said, Mackenzie did this. I call it intuition.
Go ahead, take a seat. So,
you know what time it happened at?
no, we don't. Right now, what we do know 100% is somebody called it in, somebody passing by at around 6:15, 6:30.
Oh, then what? The car was dispatched somewhere?
Yeah, so what it appears that happened is they were going westbound on Progress from Pearl Road. They went
Right here in Strongsville?
Yeah, in Strongsville. That business that's right on Alameda, right where Progress ends, that's dead ends right there. They hit that building. They hit the sign out front and then they hit the building.
Did they fall asleep at the wheel or something?
Don't know.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
So 2 kids are dead. My son's dead. Another kid's dead.
Go
And
ahead.
the girl's in the hospital.
She's in surgery right now.
Oh my God, huh, Chris?
I mean, another family member or friend or anybody that you might want us to call on your behalf?
No. This is a fucking nightmare. Hey, somebody called in at 6:30 in the morning?
Between 6:15 and
6:15, 6:30, yeah.
When they came upon it, passing it by.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is fucking horrible. She was in her car?
It was in Mackenzie's car, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is she, you guys don't know?
We right now we don't know. She's in surgery right now, so we don't know.
What a fucking nightmare.
3 weeks would pass, time that
It is a nightmare. It is a nightmare, but guess what? All of these parents, I can't speak for Davion's family. I can't speak for them. Well, I can't speak for any of them. I don't know them, not invited to Thanksgiving, have not been invited to the family reunion. It seems like the only person that could read the room was Dom's mother. She's the only one that was not going to go to the gas station and buy pink carnations and show up at Mackenzie's bedside. She'd had it. She was furious with her ex-husband that he kept facilitating and head-petting these behaviors from these children. We've seen the video.
Mackenzie would spend in the hospital recovering. Her condition would improve significantly, eventually allowing her to leave and return to her normal life. The community mourned the tragic loss of Dominic and Davion and expressed sympathy for Mackenzie, who had just gone through the trauma of losing both her boyfriend and a close friend. But soon, strange things about Mackenzie would start to surface. In the weeks that followed, it seems Mackenzie thought everyone concluded the crash as a tragic accident and nothing further. Mackenzie would never attend Dominic or Davion's funerals. On social media, she would brag about her drug use, claiming she could, quote, do more drugs than anyone and still live. And then, on October 31st, 2022, Mackenzie would go to her first party since the crash, and her costume for the night would be a detailed corpse with fake blood smeared across her mouth. Mackenzie's parents even went public to defend her outfit, saying she, quote, deserved to have some fun after the accident. There also appeared to be a mysterious source of income. Mackenzie was spending thousands of undocumented dollars on designer clothing.
Hey, in all fairness, both her and Dom had a lot of cash rolling in. And none of the parents could figure out, without a job and without a degree, without a career, without any sort of trade, how they have all this money. They're just like, so proud of the kids, so proud of the kids, so proud of the kids. You know, we know what's going on. We know what's going on. I don't have to spell it out. So at Halloween, Hold on. Just Shay said, I removed her from the school system earlier this year. I did not know you lived there. Thank you, Just Shay. You know, some of us don't have to ask. We can just accuse our kids and say, I know exactly what the hell you're doing. So stop. So stop. The Halloween party in October of 2022, dressing up like a corpse and acting like they were all dead. They're like, oh, that's just my 18-year-old brain. It's just my 18-year-old brain. I just didn't know at the time. No, you knew better. You knew better.
And she wasn't hiding it either, openly bragging about it online. But lucky for Mackenzie, this strange behavior still wasn't enough for police to launch a full investigation. However, that would all change when Dominic's family came to the police with a video taken from Dominic's phone. A clip recorded just 10 days before the crash, one that would change everything. But before we get to that, I want to tell you about the best earbuds I've ever used. If you're like me, then
I got my friend Kat some earbuds a couple of years ago. They're Kansas City Chief ones. And she was a little taken aback when she plugged them in and she charged them up. And she goes, there's an American bloke in here saying, go Chiefs. True story.
Shortly after the investigation began, police would begin interviewing several of Mackenzie Sharilla's friends, family members, and individuals from the community. This would prove to be very insightful. Officers would first bring Tyler, Mackenzie's former boyfriend, in. Unfortunately, his accounts would only serve to deepen their concerns.
You understand you're not under arrest.
Yeah.
You walk out anytime you want. We have approximately 10 questions that we wanted to ask you. How long were you guys in a relationship, you and her?
Well, we were all friends in a friend group at first. I ended up dating her for a little bit, like probably over the summer. I was only dating her for probably like a month and a half or like 2 months. And then me and Dom found out that she was cheating on us basically, but it wasn't like anything official, so it wasn't no hard feelings like with whatever happened. I just kind of was like, after me and Dom found out about that, we didn't have no problems with each other and nothing, but they were on and off, and I kept on talking to her still while they were on and off because we were all still in the friend group and stuff. So, and then we kind of just like stopped being intimate, you know what I'm saying? We were just friends.
So describe the relationship. What was it?
Crystal, Mirror Camp put the link up. There it is. Next topic was CLL. It's getting quite a bit of buzz. I don't think a lot of people like that I called ICE on it yesterday, but sometimes things have to be done. And it was actually a show that we got a lot of information out of. And remember, I don't dirty delete. If I mess up, I'm going to mess up my way.
What was she like as your girlfriend?
Like, I didn't really have much with her relationship-wise because we didn't date that long, but like friend-wise, like she was crazy. Like,
she like mentally just not all there? I mean,
yeah, I don't think she's just mentally all there. Like, I personally feel like she was trying to kill herself in that crash, and she failed on doing so.
Why did Dom put up with this? Do you know?
I've personally been told that she did voodoo on him. She has told people that she's put a spell on him so that he couldn't break up with her, that she had like grabbed a piece of his hair, and that she had a doll in her room for Dom, and that she had literally put a spell on him, is what she would tell everyone. And like, she truly believed in that kind of stuff. And she also uses the pendulum, I know, to try to get answers. She tries to use it now to talk to Dom.
Do you think Mackenzie has it in her to drive a car into a wall? I mean, if you guys speculate that she did it on purpose, do you think she has it in her?
I feel like if she thinks that she can just drive the car into the wall and not feel nothing, you know, like I feel like the only reason she survived is because of how small she is. Like, I feel like she got insanely lucky, but at the same time, not lucky to have survived that because it's like she killed 2 people. If that was what she was trying to do, but it's like I feel like that's what she was trying to do, was crush the car into the wall.
By now, a far darker picture of Mackenzie's actions was beginning to take place. This is when two friends who had attended the party would come forward to police, claiming they had evidence that, in their view, proved the crash was no accident at all.
I just want to show you.
Oh, no, explain it.
So this is when they were going down Progress Drive, and then you know how there was like tire tracks before it, like on that side grass. So that's the sign.
That's when it hits the sign.
And then that's where she curved exactly right on.
Gotcha.
Missed those two rocks and went right into the sign, the side of it. She went right into that wall.
Right.
No, so you can see like the hard braking was right at the wall, and then her high speed
was after the hard braking.
Was 90 miles per hour.
It looks like the person in the front seat tried to turn the wheel because of the fact they were going to go straight into a wall. And it doesn't say she heart broke once. It was 90 miles per hour down that whole road. And I also think because of Kenzie's and Dominic's history that they were fighting, I think Davion went on his phone to distract himself from the fighting. Although they were on drugs, they can also still be fighting with being on drugs.
While the statements were deeply concerning, investigators still didn't have enough concrete evidence to determine Mackenzie's intent. Without a documented pattern of behavior, it was still possible the crash had been a drug-induced accident. But that changed during an interview with Dominic's brother, who provided detectives with crucial information about Dominic and Mackenzie's turbulent relationship. The following video includes talk of self-harm. Viewer discretion is advised.
You mentioned that.
Okay, again, this is a throwback Thursday because this happened almost 4 years ago. We already know the outcome. I don't do very many shows where we're talking about something that's already signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. It's really hard to hear that everyone knew there was issues between these two young people. Yet, the parents didn't seem to have any concerns, except for Dom's mother. Okay? Dom's mother. And if anyone has any ideas for another Throwback Thursday, send it to me. We can get on it. We can do it. I'm just letting you know these things are hard to hear.
Anytime Dom would kind of want to break up with her, she kind of would go crazy. Describe crazy, like what kind of crazy?
Like there is times where she called Dom and said, if you break up with me, I'm going to word for word. There was an instance literally a couple of days before the crash that she was hitting him on the highway while driving, and he had to pull his car over on the side of the highway, not in a very safe parking spot either, and have somebody else come pick them up and drive the car home because he was scared that she was going to make him crash. And that was just prior to the day before the actual crash.
Apparently, just days before the crash, Mackenzie had threatened Dominic's life, saying she would crash the car they were in. Dominic's brother continued the interview by giving officers a compelling motive for why the crash may have been intentional.
If you're going 94 miles an hour, you don't have a very fast car to begin with. You were stomping that gas pretty much that whole entire time. There's no brake marks on the street at all. Even before the hit, you would think that some type of instinct would kick in and slam on the brakes. But to my knowledge, she went straight into it. Off of what I know and off my assumptions, Dom tried to break up with her multiple times, even in July. They kept not like working out, whatever. They kept making back up. Kenzie's known to be the kind of person that she's let us know she will never let go of Dom. And if she has to let go of Dom, she will not go on living herself. She's pretty much let that be known.
Mackenzie's actions after the crash were all.
A recent interview she did from the big house, from the clink, from the jail, from behind bars. She said, if everybody would have just left me alone, Dom and I would be married by now. What? He was trying to get away from you. He was trying to get away from you. You're going to hear some of her jail phone calls. You're going to hear, we already know about the verdict. Right now, I'm concentrating on what led up to what all of these people were doing. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to talk about the people who weren't doing anything. And those were the adults that were paying all the bills. I don't get it.
Also of concern to police. On August 6th, only a week after the incident, police would be called to Mackenzie's house by her father. There, he would make concerning statements. While there is no footage of the incident, the officer that was called out would retell the strange incident in an interview.
Sarge, I want to ask you first about August 6th, if you recall. That's the day you guys were dispatched to Mackenzie Sharilla room. Can you tell me about that day?
So we were dispatched up to the room for a disturbance. Once we arrived upon the room, she was upset with her dad. We asked the dad to step out and we're trying to calm him down. And he's like, you guys probably know who I am. At one point in the conversation, he's like, I feel like my daughter needs a psych evaluation. And he's like, because she's not, thinking clearly and word for word what he said. I don't recall every word that he said. He was pretty hysterical. He was pretty upset. She was upset with her dad because she wanted to leave to go to the funerals.
During this interaction, it became clear that Mackenzie was deeply upset with her father. Despite creating a shrine for Dominic, regularly posting on his Facebook memorial page, and wearing his clothes, her father hadn't allowed her to attend Dominic's funeral. It appeared that Mackenzie was truly mourning his death. But around this time, police managed to gain access to her phone. What they uncovered didn't just explain her mysterious source of income, it also hinted at something far more disturbing. After decrypting Mackenzie's phone, investigators discovered several photos of her posing with large sums of cash, despite having no documented job or known source of legitimate income. They also found fake IDs, seemingly intended to help her pass as an adult. But most concerning was a Snapchat conversation dated July 22nd, 2022, in which Mackenzie quoted $1,000 for pictures and $2,500 for an in-person meeting to do, quote, anything you want. Taken together, the materials painted a deeply troubling picture. On top of this, her phone revealed numerous examples of reckless driving. Videos showed her speeding, smoking marijuana behind the wheel, recording Snapchats while distracted, crashing during a practice run and laughing about it, letting go of the steering wheel, and even bragging about driving recklessly. But in November, detectives would discover evidence far beyond any reasonable doubt. After analyzing Mackenzie's phone location data, investigators were able to retrace her movements in the days leading up to the crash. That's when they made a dark discovery. Just days before the
This chick is something else. Something else. Okay? She wants $1,000 for a picture. Put $1 in chat and I'll send you a personal picture of me and just me in the shower. Okay, I promise I'll make it look sexy. Running Buck said, yeah, Crime Circus, he is drooling over her. And he's about to be in big time trouble. I think he is the reason that goofy guy with the clown makeup freaks me out. I will split the dollar with you, Susan. God. I don't see $1 rolling in yet. I think he's a big reason why her dad was suspended from his job. Okay? True story. I don't see $1 yet.
incident, Mackenzie had driven down the exact same road 7 times, heading straight towards the same brick wall. She had practiced the route. Officers believed they had gathered enough evidence to prove Mackenzie had planned the murders. On November 4th, 2022, more than 3 months after the incident, officers were dispatched to arrest 18-year-old Mackenzie Sharilla.
Where's she? I'm back there, pal. Hi, Mackenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective Hazu. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay? Nobody's gonna ask you any questions. Nobody's gonna bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet?
You got it. You got it.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda said that the way you know someone's guilty is by how relaxed they are in the car and in the interrogation room. If they go to sleep, then they have nothing to think about. How many times have we said, I didn't lose a wink of sleep over that? There's nothing to think about. No one's processing. I don't see $1 yet. You won't know until I get $1, brainworms. And she's sleeping in the car. And kind of like Sarah Boone, Janaka sent $2 and said, keep your picture. Do you want me to edit Susan out? What part of the picture are you talking about me personally? Well, I'm going to keep your $2 and I'm going to send $1 to Susan because she's a big part of the project, okay? We're not called crime lines and lesbians for nothing.
Recording mounted. Wi-Fi connected.
Stand right by the black mat.
Mir Kemp just sent in $2 and she wants a picture of OJ. OJ doesn't shower with me and Susan, Mir Kemp. Please don't be perverted, but I will keep the $1.99. Thank you.
First name? Mackenzie. Okay, Mackenzie, I'm gonna take your handcuffs off. I need like all the jewelry and everything to come off, okay?
I can't wear any of it.
No, I need you to take it off while you're in jail right now.
Mackenzie's parents would soon find out about her arrest and immediately drive to the police station and desperately confront the police. But it would all be too late.
I need to speak to my daughter because you guys aren't allowed to speak to her at all. That's from the lawyer. How you guys did this on the weekend is just, look, all you do is go, hey, there's a warrant for, we would have brought her right down here with no problem. Unbelievable. I mean, she's 18.
Well, the warrant was issued today, so
Well, you could have made a phone call, couldn't you? You had your creeper out in front of my yard watching.
so. She can't take any, she's an adult, she can't take any phone calls right now.
Okay, well, I still need to speak to my daughter so she understands what her, not to say anything to you guys. I mean, if you had to roll out the whole mess to pick up an 18-year-old girl who can hardly walk out of a hospital visit, it's just beyond me.
So we follow the law, and that's what we're doing today.
Yep. Am I going to be allowed to have a 2-minute conversation with her?
You cannot talk to her about this.
Why doesn't she get a phone call? If you arrest her, why don't she get a phone call?
She was just brought in. They're going to process her as soon as they get the time for her to make a phone call. She will be able to make a phone call.
She's a lawyer. She does have a lawyer.
She is 18 years old and she could speak that.
Yeah, but she's a dumb 18-year-old that just turned 18.
Well,
and these guys are going to take advantage of it. She's not allowed to speak to you guys.
Listen.
I love this. I love when our constitutional republic or democracy, whatever you want to call it, whatever crayon you want to pull out of the box works. There's her dad saying the truest words that have ever been spoken in this case. But she's a dumb 18-year-old and she doesn't need to speak to you. They're like, yeah, but she is 18 and she is speaking to us. But she's a dumb 18-year-old. Then why was she driving the car? Why was she doing drugs? Why was she basically hooking? What was going on there? If she's that damn dumb, don't give her keys to a car. No truer facts have been spoken in this case, except for what her dad said. But she's a dumb 18-year-old. What they didn't realize is since she's 18, she can talk all she wants. And she did.
Her attorney can call us.
Don't ask her any questions. She's not allowed to speak to you.
Her parents don't want Mackenzie to talk and demand a lawyer is present. Mackenzie is going to need that lawyer, as she's going to have to face the consequences of her actions in a court of law. She's tried as an adult and decides not to be tried by jury, leaving her fate to a judge. Despite the defense's claims that she lost consciousness.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Angry Rabbit, that's a question I've had for a long time. Most of the time when you're out and about with your dude, you know, your man's driving the car. You know, he's pumping the gas. He's pumping the brakes. He's cleaning the windshield. So why was she in the driver's seat? It seems to be, I mean, I understand the common opinion. Well, it's her car brakes. It's her car brakes. They don't care about things like that. That's not exactly what we're talking about. It was her car. So why was she always chauffeuring him around? Hey, at this point, it doesn't matter unless she was the designated driver. I have never heard anything about his toxicology, not that it matters, or Davion's, because they did not cause this wreck. All right, so she went with a bench trial. So I will say she is a dumb 18-year-old. Very dumb. Very dumb. Instead of rolling the dice on a jury of her peers, 12 of them, she went with the judge-only decision. And the judge didn't buy any of her bullshit. The prosecutor slayed her. He went through every Snapchat, TikTok, any social media she had, and threw it right in the defense's lap. You tell me, was basically what was going down. Well, the judge told them. Now it gets worse, and I hope you guys have some time. It gets worse. If you don't have time, I get it. I will be here and you can hit the replay.
I'll be back to see you, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Today is the sentencing of the defendant for the purposeful and intentional murders of Davion Flanagan and Dominic Rousseau. And in a way, it's the second time their families are gathered again.
Okay, before you hear the judge's decision, again, check out the free Mackenzie Sharilla Facebook page, because they talk about corrupt judges over and over and over and over again. They think this judge is corrupt. This judge heard the evidence and did what she had to do. That's her judgment.
And to grieve. It's also a day when Mackenzie's family will grieve for the future of their daughter. All three of these families and the friends of these families are suffering, and all of their lives have been irrevocably changed because of the actions of the defendant. The unintended and collateral consequences of a selfish, intentional, and cruel decision by Mackenzie will ripple forever in time. It's literally changed history because it's ended two lives. Two young men are dead. Their deaths were horrible, terrifying, and tragic. I will say again, if any reasonable person reviews Exhibit 802, there can be no doubt in your mind what happened this night. There can be no doubt of the absolute terror of the two people in that car. The defendant controlled all the events. She chose the day. Specifically, she chose a day just before her 18th birthday.
Is she crying for herself or is she crying for them? Because at this point, I don't think she understands what the verdict is going to be, what her punishment's going to be. Her parents should have gotten the memo, because the judge said, and this is going to be something that's going to It's changed everyone's lives. But she already had some foreshadowing. Angel P said she's crying for herself. Aggie said herself. Southern Mama said, I'd be damned if one of my kids ever would feel trapped in any kind of relationship. If they felt like that, they couldn't get out on their own, I'd put a stop to it. Trust me, I know. I would say 2010 to 2015, I had a lot of estrogen floating around my house, and it wasn't mine. It was girls coming after my sons. And it was one thing after another. And so you got to use your woman skills to take care of a girl. And I don't mean like me and Susan in the shower. Put $1 in if you want to see the picture.
She chose to drive the car, the time to drive the car. She chose an obscure, previously scouted route through an industrial parkway. She chose the target to hit and the victims. She chose the means and the method to follow through. And she planned and purposefully executed the events of July 31st, 2022. The review of the evidence supports the factual findings, the forensic testimony, the testimony of the first responders, the testimony of the emergency room doctors who treated the defendant, the testimony of the coroner's medical examiner, the testimony of those who knew the victims and the defendant, and the testimony of the BMV official who provided evidence that not only did the defendant deny any medical condition when applying for her license, which her mother co-signed and attested to, but also that just after the accident, Mackenzie renewed her driver's license.
See, laws only. When you have a bench trial, you're going to have a judge that gives a rat's ass about what anyone has said on the stand. They don't care if they're crying. They don't care if they got big old boogers coming out of their face. They don't care if they have passed out in the courtroom. They don't care. They look at the evidence and then they look at the law and they make a decision. That's it. If it's a jury trial, they're calling balls and strikes. That would be easier for a defendant. But she's citing law. She's telling her right now, this is what you have done. These are the laws you have broken. This is what you've done. You put me in charge of this rodeo? Well, guess what? I'm not the rodeo clown.
And again denied any medical condition. In fact, the defendant was so concerned about driving that, as the state mentioned, during the investigation, she asked if they could just suspend her license for 10 years. It is hard to fathom how a person could be concerned about their driving privileges, having just been responsible for the deaths of 2 people. There was no medical condition that caused this as an accident. There was no mechanical failure of the car. The record is clear on the facts and the evidence. Her mother's uncorroborated statements without any medical testimony.
Her mother, L-I-E-D'd. Okay? Her mother did. If this girl had that condition, no loving mother, I don't care if you're Kris freaking Kardashian, would let their child drive. No way. No how. Did you guys notice anything with the body cam when they confronted Ma and Pa Sharilla? Not one of them asked what happened to Mackenzie. They gave him a name, Jacob. They know there's no Jacob. They knew who she was with. Not one of them brought up the POTS syndrome. Why on earth was that not disclosed when she got her driver's license? Well, you know why? Because she's never been diagnosed with it.
One of your records is not persuasive. It is also important to remember that even if Mackenzie intended to also die in this crash, that is irrelevant. A failed suicide attempt is not a defense to murder. And even in a murder-suicide attempt, when the perpetrator executing the plan survives, the other death or deaths are still murder. There's only one person who's responsible for the pain of everyone in this room, and that person is you, Mackenzie. Nobody else is responsible. This isn't the fault of Dominic's family or Davion's family or your family. And I know that each of you have asked your questions to yourselves, what if? What if I had done this or that? The truth of it is, none of us can control the intentions of another. And when there is a purposeful intent to harm or kill someone, it is the perpetrator alone who bears the responsibility for the choice and the consequences.
Okay, so listen to what the judge said again. And she's harsh. I mean, she's talking directly to her. Now, while I'm sitting here talking about the band of idiots that raised Mackenzie, and I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of flack at Dom's parents. It's hard to, considering what happened to him, but it needs to be said. She's actually given them comfort, saying, you're never going to stop someone's intentions. If they have that intention and they are dead set on it, nothing you can do. I'm going to disagree with the judge because she knows better than that. She knows better. However, the judge did right herself.
And the harm that follows. The difficulty for sentencing today, honestly, is whether or not I believe you should get consecutive sentences. I'm troubled that should I give you a concurrent sentence, that people will believe that somehow I'm being disrespectful to one of the victims. And on the other hand, I have to weigh the punishment. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent. I understand that the pain in this room wants me to impose the harshest sentence, but I don't believe that would be the appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years. So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other with credit for time served. I'll waive fines, fees, and costs, and your appellate counsel will be assigned. Are there any questions from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no, Your Honor. Okay, her first appeal already got shut down. I don't know the basis of what was sent to the appellate court. I have no idea. Actually adored this judge, except for the fact that she didn't have her serve 15 and 15. But we will see how that goes. Now, I'm going to go back to her mother. Robin, what did this girl do? Robin, are you watching? She killed 2 people. Okay, so here's her crazy ass mom again. This is Natalie. And I'm not impressed with her.
Start with your name. My name is Natalie Sharilla. I just want to say, am I allowed to address them at all?
Sure.
I just want to say to the families that I'm broken, sad, and lost, and my heart hurts for everyone, okay? Davion was her new friend, and Dom was the love of her life, and he was part of our family, okay? I'm just so sorry that this happened, and we're heartbroken, okay? And then, Your Honor, this was a terrible, tragic nightmare accident to have happened that she has no memory of, and she will never emotionally or physically recover from it. She almost died too, and we're asking that you please not run the sentence as consecutive. He was family, and we all loved each other. That morning of the accident, she called. I got a phone call that there was a car accident. Okay, so we went to the hospital, and I didn't even know who was in the car. The names had not been confirmed yet, and I'm going to cry because I missed Dom so much. We loved him so much.
I just see so many red flags. Obviously, I'm looking through binoculars, not a telescope. It's insane the way her parents act. Her daughter made a phone call to her from jail. She goes, like boring. It's like so boring around here. Like, what do you think they're going to do? And her mom goes, well, honey, I think they're going to give you the maximum. Okay, so her mom was thinking 30 years. But she got 15. 80%, do the math, is what Ohio recommends. But it's up to corrections and the parole board. That's one thing that the families of Dom and Davian are very upset about, because they were like, she can get out and she can have a great life, Wanda said, where did Brooks go? I'm right here. Did you miss me? I missed you.
So I called Dom like over and over again, praying that he was going to answer the phone, and he didn't answer the phone. So then I tried to call his mom, and she didn't answer the phone either. And I still didn't know who was in the car. I didn't even know if she was alive. I didn't know what was happening. So then we were in the waiting room. And then his mom she did call me. So I answered the phone, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even know who was in the car. Like, what's happening? Was that Dom? And she said, what do you mean? My son is dead. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And then she said something like, and now I have to wait until your kid's out of the hospital. And then I didn't hear the rest. I was like, we loved him so much. And I hung up the phone. I did not talk about social media. I didn't even know what was going on yet. Okay. So then that was it.
Why is she protesting in front of the judge? And I didn't even talk about social media, and like, she's using her hands. What are you talking? I mean, nobody asked you about social media. I mean, why would you look at the bailiff? Look at the bailiff looking at her. And not even talk about social media. I just called Dom's mom, and I guess she was kind of rude to me and said, I have to wait for your daughter to go to the hospital to find out what happened to my son, is basically what she said to her.
So in the hospital, that Vitality post, I commented on that because somebody had called her a murderer, okay? And she's not a murderer. So she didn't even have her phone at that point because the police had still had it, okay? So I jumped on, and I was like, she's not a murderer. She's more sad than most of these people commenting. She's been trying.
She was logging into her account, and she was replying for Mackenzie. She was playing the catfish mom, Kendra Lakari. She was answering her daughter's social media for her. She was taking the pictures. She was putting them on. Why would you call a grieving mother of a son who you love as your own, part of your family, who died in a car driven by your daughter, and bring up social media? Why would you bring it up?
I had to get in touch with you. I mean, at that point, it was just an accident. So I commented on her behalf, not because of the modeling opportunity. Who cares about that? I don't want them to refer to her as a murderer, okay? And I don't even know how that comment got on the phone because the police still had her device and she could not access her phone or social media. That's why I did it. And
right there, she did it, okay? She's talking about modeling opportunities. This is what she is telling the judge after her daughter has been sitting in front of a judge for who knows how long, having a bench trial. And if you look at the Facebook account, it's called Free Mackenzie Sharilla. you're going to see a lot of stuff that's going to sound a little bit like Natalie.
I had called them asking if they could shut down social media because people were calling her a murderer and making death threats and organizing groups to, take her out when she got out of the hospital and stuff. So I don't even want her phone. I don't care about her phone. I don't care about social media. I just wanted them to stop calling her a murderer so that when she did come to, and she did come out of surgery, multiple surgeries, that she wouldn't see all these people calling her a murderer, because she would never, ever, ever murder the love of her life. Okay? For Halloween, for 3 months after the accident, she would only wear his clothes. She would only eat the snacks he ate. She would only listen to the music he wrote. Okay? She was laying in bed for 3 months crying. There was a shrine of him next to her with photos and things that he liked, and this flower that lights up that he got her because he wanted it to be fresh and alive forever. It's like a little Beauty and the Beast flower. Okay, she's got this shrine of him next to her. So she was crying for 3 months. So her friends asked if she wanted to go out trick-or-treating or Halloween, and it was at OU. And she didn't even want to go. She said, I don't know, should I go? She couldn't even walk yet, barely. So I told her, I said, baby, please go. It's Halloween. You've been laying for 3 months crying, only listening to his music. Please go have just a moment of fun, a moment of fun. So we told her to go. My husband drove her. I brought her back home. She just needed a second of fun from losing her whole world.
And you dressed her up as a corpse. I don't believe that your husband drove her and you drove her back home. I don't care if it was Hanukkah and she dressed like a rabbi. Read the room. Her mother had all the intentions in the world of making a lot of money off of her daughter. Hence why she was replying to her daughter's social media.
Her whole world. So that was us. We told her to go. And that concert she went to with Dom's cousin, Abby, they picked her up. They brought her there. That was Dom, Mackenzie and Dom and Abby all decided to go to this concert together while they were in the hospital. That was for Dom. Everything she did after the accident was either in honor of him, to be close to him, or just to be by him any way that she can. She's like devastated and tragic. He was the air that she breathes. Okay, and they went with his cousin. We spent all kinds of time with him after the accident. What was the other thing?
I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter. I'm not hearing very much about the two dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for a leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davion, we don't.
She doesn't have to remember. She doesn't have to remember. There's evidence. Okay? There's evidence. Now, the judge jumps in going, you're talking a lot about your daughter. I would have said, and social media and yourself, but I'm not the one on the throne, if you know what I mean. Now it's gonna get really good because the judge is done hearing. She's gonna really she's gonna light her ass up.
He's a new friend. I'm so sorry.
What does that mean? His life is worth very much about the two dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for a leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davion, we don't. He's a new friend. I'm so sorry.
What does that mean? His life is worthless?
No. God, no, not at all. They all loved each other. They all spent every day together. You know what I mean? I don't know
and
too
isn't
much
that
for
part
him.
of the problem, Mrs. Sharilla?
Sorry?
Isn't that part of the problem that they all trusted each other? Isn't that part of?
It's not a problem at all. It was wonderful.
A problem how they all ended up in the car together and two of them ended up dead.
I understand. I understand what it looks like. I'm saying that it was a tragic accident. She would never.
Well, we're going to have to disagree on that.
I understand.
Right. And I respect your position, but you disagree with me.
I understand. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to address those. We told her to go to those things, and then she did go with Dom's family. So look at that. Don't look at it with the look on that with different eyes if you can, please.
Those things are not relevant.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But she's a good, if you would have a moment, all you would need is 5 minutes of a conversation to have with her to learn who she is. Just that you would just need 5 minutes to learn who she is and what she's capable of not doing and doing, and you would see for yourself. That's all. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I love you.
I would slap the taste out of her effing mouth if I spent 5 minutes with her. For a fact. I'd make her teeth rattle. And don't be turning me into YouTube saying Brooks is being violent over there. She goes to a concert to honor her boyfriend. Probably by that time she was sleeping with his cousin, trying to get back into the family for whatever reason. I don't know. It's one thing after another. It is absolutely a toxic situation that someone could have avoided. Nana Rock said, "Stop, woman. You can't save yourself or your daughter. You both suck." For real. Now, do you guys have a little bit more time? Because now we're going to go through a few calls from the clink. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tell you all this. Kat OG is not in here right now. She will tell you a true story. At one point, I was a model for getting fake eyelashes. I was supposed to be paid $25. It turned out it was $25 in salon credit. And basically, the only thing you could buy is something for like $35 that cleans your lashes. I will say, even after that experience, my eyelashes look 10 times better than Mackenzie's. Tina, I am worried about you. Tina said, "I'm jumping off and going to rest." She has been sick. She has been sick. Oh, Karma said, "Brooks, you wouldn't have to be violent. I have a suspicion that Chrissy and I would handle that." Oh my gosh, feels like I'm in the episode of The Departed.
I just found him.
I feel so bad for him.
I do too.
Yeah, when he testified, he was like, "I wanted it to be at my house for once because I never do anything at my house." And then I didn't. Well, I was in a bad mood, and then they convinced me to like come do it at my house anyways. And then all that fuck shit just happened, like. And they said something that just like got me thinking. Like they was like, "Kenzie, I thought I would sleep on the couch with Dom all night, but Dom wasn't." When Paul got up to see where everyone was, Dom wasn't on the couch with me at 4 a.m. So where was Dom at 4 a.m.? I just think about that all the time.
Where was he?
I don't know, and that just like weirds me out. Like that just like makes like so many more like possibilities of what could have happened.
Well, he called Blair like at 3:36 in the morning or something. He was calling his friend. Remember? Trying to say like, "Thanks for kicking it with me."
Okay. This is a lot of what I would call behind the scenes talk between her and her mother, who should just be telling her to read her Gideon Bible that the jail provided. Okay. Okay. Everyone, for those of you that didn't believe I was an eyelash model, it has just been confirmed by Kat OG. She said they ripped you off that day. Supposed to be paid $25, didn't even get a Walmart gift card. For real. And my eyelashes looked a lot better than this. So what you're going to hear is the mom deflecting, acting like she doesn't know what day of the year or decade she's in. Cat. To be fair, though, they did a better job than the eyebrows in your mugshot, and I'm still working on a retake. But thank you for bringing that up, Cat. Chrissy, don't laugh at things like that. You know, everyone knows. I don't care if I have to go to Woodland Hills Mall and sit on Santa's lap. I will get that photo redone. Okay? People are nasty.
I love you, that kind of thing, which was also super weird.
He never did shit like that.
I know.
Because he always told me he doesn't even like Blair.
What the heck?
You've seen the text message where he's like, I don't even fuck with Blair.
Yeah, he would drop him in a second. Yeah, that's a real good friend, Dom. Mm-hmm.
I miss him still. I don't care.
I know you do, baby. I know, me too.
My little nug.
Yeah. Poor Paul. I feel bad for everybody.
Yeah, me too.
I do not know how you survived that crash, Pumpkin. I'm
Neither
so
do I.
glad.
Like I don't even remember being coherent. Like how they were saying I was like answering questions. Like I don't remember that. Like I don't remember any pain from the accident. I don't remember like.
How did you even end up in the position? Like how did you even get? I don't understand. I can't even go there.
I was like folded down.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense to me either. Like I feel like I don't know.
I know. I can't go there.
I wish I could get hypnotized in here to remember.
Me too.
I want to remember so bad. I almost feel like it was like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say, but I have like my thing. I think I know. Like I feel like I think I know what happened, but I don't know for sure. But it could be wrong.
A million things. A million things.
Like I feel like it was another.
Oh my gosh, her mom is crazy. I wish I could remember. I wish I could get hypnotized. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Her mom was on the verge of being prosecuted for talking to her daughter, doing what's called the power of suggestion. Meaning, like I've been suggesting to you guys all morning that me and Susan shower together. I know everyone believes it. For some reason, I am thinking that her mom is in on something. Oh, look at Mirror Camp. She's in here flirting with me again. What am I going to do? I mean, I don't think for a minute that she did not remember what she did. I don't. Not for a second. I think her adrenaline was so effing high. That's the only reason she survived the crash. I don't mean from drugs. I don't mean from alcohol. I mean from pure rage. I mean pure adrenaline. That's it. V. Oakley said retaking mugshots, repeat offender. I know what you're suggesting, but I don't want to do that. I want to actually have a real retake. Thanks, though, V.
Incident of like Dom doing what he used to do all the time in the car.
Right. That's what everybody kind of feels.
But I don't know if that's even true. Because like, why would he do that with Davion in the car?
Because he used to do stuff like that with other people in the car. Remember?
True. With Kendra in the car.
Yeah.
He was like screaming at me because I dropped the blunt in the
right.
car. And he didn't want it to burn his car, but I like was trying to get it.
Who was in the car?
And then he was like speeding really fast, trying to scare us.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Kendra should have said something about like we should have had Kendra say like, man.
Just wait. That's what I mean. If we have to appeal, we'll be fun. Just wait. Let's hope that the judge makes the right decision and that she can see. Okay.
Well, she lost that appeal. Your daughter is behind bars. And you are so giddy when she calls. You're still talking to her like you're her 12-year-old friend. And you both are in 7th grade watching a show about what happens when you get your period. You're not saying anything about drugs in the car. And you're absorbing her, blaming her victim.
That's all.
And you know what else I was thinking? I was thinking about how like everyone that was in juvenile, like what they told me about the county, like it's all wrong. Like they all told me wrong stuff about the county. Like I was expecting something completely different.
Well, you're on the protection floor, don't forget.
Well, I need to be off of it. I need to get the fuck off this floor.
Well, I know, but is it better than what they said or worse?
Worse.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, yeah, but they said there was people gonna put broomsticks in my butt and stuff like that, and like.
What the hell?
And like they was gonna try to bitch me right away and shit. And, like none of that is going on.
It might.
So Mackenzie is saying they were going to bitch her right away with a broomstick. And her mom goes, "What the hell? What? What the hell? That's all you got out of that conversation? Oh, it's worse being in protection. But, you know, they were going to bitch me with the broomstick." My gosh. Now, I will say we have only like one case I can think of off the top of my head. And that's Adam Montgomery. But they had that plan for him for a long time. And now Mackenzie, according to People magazine, now has a girlfriend in jail. Fine by me. Have all the friends you want.
Worse.
Worse.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, yeah, but they said there was people gonna put broomsticks in my butt and stuff like that, and like.
What the hell?
And like they was gonna try to.
They were going to put broomsticks on my butt, and like I talked them out of it. You know, like I didn't have time to have a broomstick put in my butt and be bitched out because, you know, that's how cool I am when I'm in the jail. And so all I have to do is say, "Please don't put the broomstick in my butt," and they won't do it. That's not how it works, home skillet.
Like bitch me right away and shit. And, like none of that is going on.
It might be on the other floor.
But I need to get the fuck moved off this pod.
Why? So you can deal with that? You want a broomstick up your butt?
Honestly, at this point, I'd almost rather deal with shit like that than deal with like crazy people. I don't like people that are slow. I don't like them. I don't want to be around slow people.
I know.
I don't want to hear like weird laughing at night. I don't want to hear someone being ma'am every single night. It's annoying as fuck. Like she almost got me starting to be like ma'am in my room. Like I was just doing it because I was bored. Like man, like these bitches rubbing off on me, these slow ass hoes. Like I don't want to be on the pod with them.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna sleep for now, and I'm almost done with this book. It's getting good as fuck, and I want to keep reading it so bad, but like I have to wait. I have to wait till I'm like I can't read it.
Your books are coming on the 19th.
Ooh, the 19th?
Mm-hmm.
That's so long still.
It's still so long, right? But at least it's not the 21st.
Oh.
Okay, listen, Stephen Stearns Jr. You're calling your parents, constantly talking about what you need in jail. You know, you're pissed off about broomsticks in your butthole, which didn't happen. I can't believe I'm not going to have my books until the 19th. Did you send me anything else? You got to be kidding me. Where's the root beer barrels that Stephen Stearns gets? Or like the coffee? These people are nuts. I'm telling you, they are nuts. And her mom's like, at least it's not the 21st. I know, but the 19th, that's so far away. Because they're sending books to a penitentiary. They have to go through every page, you weirdo, to make sure there's no drugs or anything in there. You got Sarah Boone wanting Pop-Tarts. You got Stephen Stearns wanting an actual Coca-Cola and a warm sandwich. What are we supposed to do with these people? Goodness.
Do you choose what like thing you like what screen I do the video calls on?
No.
So it just like picks one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cause it said like not on this terminal, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
What else was with lunch? Okay, meat and potatoes and what else?
And green beans, but I did not eat them. And these little Oreo cookies that are like not Oreos, but they're like white on like the tan Oreos and then the dark Oreos on top, and they're good as fuck. I love those.
Ooh, that's like a vanilla cookie and a chocolate cookie with a cream.
Yes, it was so good. That was like my favorite thing. I should have been eating those from lunch. Like them cookies, good as fuck.
Yeah.
But I'm hungry right now, so I might just like go in my room and eat a pack of cookies.
Yeah. Did you save your juice or did you drink it?
No, she gave me either neither of these are reason. Either I drink reason, but either she gave me either neither of these are Jesus.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't think old girl knows what she's talking about. They're like Oreos, but they're this, they're this. Do y'all remember Hydrox cookies? It was basically the cream was powder and they were basically like burnt ass chocolate cookies. And people would tough it out thinking they were a real Oreo. Okay. True Crime Beat knows. She goes, yep. That's what they're feeding the peeps in the pokey. Yeah, the Hydrox cookies.
Yeah. Did you save your juice or did you drink it?
No, she gave me either neither of these are reason. Either I drink reason, but either she gave me either neither of these are Jesus.
Oh, that's nice.
She did like either reason, either neither of these are. I'm like either you do
Oh
either
my
reason.
God, how nice! She's so nice.
Lisa Keezer Izab. She's either neither Jesus. She's that's
I don't know what her name is.
Lisa Keezer, like she's a Lisa, she's or Bide Bide. Keezer Bide, like Keezer Bide Bide. Either she's
July 4th?
Mhm.
July 4th. I don't even think I can look that up. That's not a thing.
Just look it up. It'll probably come up.
July 4th, baby killed?
Mhm. Cleasy Bleasant. Keezer Bide.
Okay. There's a, what's that? For what? Why are you asking me what? Sent to my email?
But it's something I made or something that you made?
No, Dave's talking about the Oculus.
Oh.
Can you try that one? By the way, I was looking, Daddy says hi, baby. Did you hear him?
Hey, Dad.
He said hey. I found a thread where John was asking you if you wanted anything from Lucrecy's. And you're like those white circle things with the sprinkles, and he said the sky.
I agree, Kat. I agree. True Crime Beat and I were talking about this the other day. She's exactly like Alexia Trevisio's mother. She certainly is. And thank you, Mir Kemp, for making it rain.
Patty?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's them.
That doesn't sound familiar?
Oh, no.
I don't know either. That thing is a mystery.
Well, I can get Uno cards.
You can?
Mhm.
Where'd you get them?
I don't want Uno cards.
Oh. Your list is totally different than mine.
They got a holiday kit. What the fuck is a food kit? And you can buy, like, what the fuck? Artificial tears, ointment. You can buy, like, medicine, laxatives, hemorrhoid ointment.
Wow.
Tylenol, muscle
That
rub.
hemorrhoid ointment not be a bad idea for your, that's.
Well, yeah, you're going to need hemorrhoid ointment. You're going to need laxatives. You know why? Because all you're doing is sitting and walking on concrete floors. It is the biggest medication in our corrections facilities. It's almost required that people have to take a laxative. because you stomp around on concrete floors and you sit 23 hours a day. And you will get some butthole problems, okay? So if mama doesn't buy it for her, it's going to be people like Just Me, Lisa, Auntie Sherry, Ilyanka. We're going to be buying the hemorrhoid cream. And not to mention, all they do is feed them carbs. Oh, yeah. They got a big problem in the back.
Really good for like bags under your eyes and stuff like that, believe it or not.
You can buy commissary on this bitch too. The whole shebang chips. Ooh, I like those. Man, you can buy Hershey's. Oh, I'm buying Jolly Ranchers. I'm getting some of them.
Oh, I didn't see Jolly Ranchers on mine.
Yeah, because this is like all different. And they got lemonade, creamer, grape Kool-Aid, hot cocoa, oat.
Ooh. Oh my God, I didn't have hot chocolate on mine. That's awesome.
And a brown sugar Pop-Tart. Those are shitty.
Yeah, I don't like those. Yeah, you like those.
And they got Swedish fish too, and now and later. Oh, I like those.
The now and laters were always sold out. Those are like a hot commodity.
In here,
That's what it said.
they got hot Cheetos too. They told me they wasn't no hot Cheetos.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so why does her mom put herself in prison? Okay, Mackenzie is saying the now and laters are a hot commodity around there. And her mom goes, in here? She goes, Her mom is not in jail. These people are despicable. They truly are. Look, I get that you have your own pig Latin going on. I get that you're talking like you're vacationing in Newport Beach, California. I get all that. I understand that you're having issues getting candy and books to the jail cell. Got it all. My question is, big question mark, why does her mom go, oh, in here? Like she's in jail with her daughter.
There you go.
And for food, what the fuck?
What?
They got crazy ass shit. They got ranch dressings, sausages, and they got like balsam protein conditioner. Like they got good conditioner and shit, like dandruff shampoo, contact lens solution, skincare lotion, Proline moisturizer, swab conditioner, swab shampoo, Vaseline lip therapy.
I don't have any of that stuff on mine. It was super basic.
What is Berg amount? Bergamot.
Bergamot?
Yeah, what is that?
What is it in?
I don't know. It's just like a little like container. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Bergamot. Bergamot.
I got skincare lotion. I might get some of that too. Or Proline moisturizer. Oh, that's hair and scalp conditioner.
Why in the hell would her mom want to buy anything from the commissary in jail? I'm going to get some of that too. But they're small bottles. Oh, they have dandruff shampoo. They have this. They have this. They have that. Her mom can go to the store and get whatever she wants. Her mom can have it delivered to her home if that's what she wants. Oh, OJ, it's not snack time right now. No, you've had an upset belly. Oh, really? Like they're in the same cell. I'm surprised her mom hasn't killed someone to be able to room with her. She's like Kendra Lakari.
Is it type of a citrus fruit?
What?
Well, hold on a second. I'm trying to see what it is. It's like aromatherapy. When applied to the skin, the chemicals in bergamot oil can make the skin sensitive to sunlight. It's used for high levels of cholesterol. It's used
Should I use it? That sounds good. I might get that.
It's used for anxiety, mental alertness, joint pain, many other conditions.
I'm getting that.
Dear Lord, with a capital T, you are telling me that they're seriously talking about skincare when you get no sunlight in jail. Okay? You're talking about dandruff, which I don't see how that would happen since you can only wash your hair like once a week. Some people once a month. This is not an Airbnb. This is not the Hilton Rewards Center. Her mom is so detached from the reality of the situation. And, well, let's face it, Mackenzie is too. Goodness.
But I'm not buying it yet.
It says there's no good scientific evidence to support that other uses. Whatever those are.
Yeah, I cannot wait to call you. I just want to call you so bad. I'm probably going to sleep when I go back in my room again.
Right.
But, like, I sleep so much here. Oh, it's pouring outside.
That's what I mean, the weather.
There's, like, not enough staff on Saturdays. Would you come to work, like, every day? I see you all the time. You're just, like, the trooper for here, like.
Is that the nice one?
You have 1 minute left.
All right, Mom. I just love you so much. I'm going to call you, not now, but I'm going to call you.
That's fine.
What about, like, okay. All right. But I love you,
What?
Mom.
I love you too.
But yeah, I'll talk to you at 7 o'clock. I can't wait.
Me either. If you want to call me again, try, and then we'll just try to merge a call.
All right. I love you so much.
All right, so I think we can tell how all that's going. Mirror Camp's going to Walmart. Can everyone pray for Mirror Camp? Because that's a tough situation. Walmart is one of the 7 layers of hell, that in the Department of Motor Vehicles. These people are nuts. Nana said, problem for the day. What snacks do I order? For real. For real. And that's the big conundrum they're having in the Mackenzie Sharilla world. We're talking about hair care, skin conditioner, laxatives, hemorrhoid cream, which I'm going to go ahead and say the laxatives and hemorrhoid cream are pretty much needed at all times because all you do is sit. You have nowhere to walk around. You don't get any outdoor time. You don't get anything like that. Skincare doesn't seem to be up there on that because, I mean, you live around concrete bricks, big blocks, cement blocks, to be quite honest. I don't know if they sell any sort of broomstick repellent there in the jail. Her mom might want to look at that. But like her mom's going like the entire magazine. I might order that for myself. Okay, they're giving her like 2 ounces of shampoo to use once a month. You know? And all she's asking for right now is she's talking about the hot commodities in the jail and waiting for her books to come in. But hey, they have decided that she is innocent. She did not do anything. This was an accident. She fell asleep behind the wheel or she blacked out. I don't know. But her first appeal was a slam dunk down. Not even going to hear it. Looks like she's going to be in there until at least the age of 32, 33. So hopefully her mom, old girl, hangs in there so she can She wants to be all friends with Mackenzie. Well, you guys have been super great today, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I love our Throwback Thursdays. And sometimes even when they put the gavel down and say a case is closed, a case is done, and everything signed, sealed, delivered, sometimes things evolve after. We've seen it before, and we will see it again. I have a feeling this girl is going to continue to push and push and push and push. If you live in Strongsville, Ohio, don't be surprised if in a few years she doesn't show up looking like Casey Anthony's looking ass. All right, you guys are the absolute best, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning. I'm not doing a show this afternoon. I've got farming to do. So please enjoy your day. And if you're going to Walmart, don't bring me. Love you.